and very good evening to you. The the tube, everyone's feeling grand, and all is well in your world. Hello there. Welcome to the final review, everybody, of the Fender Champion 50XL. Okay, so I've been playing through this amp for a week, since I got it. And if you see my unboxing video of this amp, you can see I was very underwhelmed by it. Has that changed? We will find out. Haha. I'm not going to tell you my final verdict until the end. Anyway, I thought what I'd do today is basically just go play through the amp and show you kind of my favourite kind of sounds that I've found in this amp, so to say, if you know what I mean. There will be some settings I won't be using, as they don't inspire me. They're just... When I put the amp to that setting, it's just like, meh. And it makes me just not want to play. It's that kind of debilitating in a way. It's kind of a bit like, some of the sounds are so sterile and flat and just lifeless and fizzy that it's just like, meh. So what I thought I would do, instead of kind of like showing you every sound and just going, well, this is alright, you know what I mean? Which I don't like to do. I don't like to badmouth products. I don't think it's fair. I thought I would just basically go through my own, my favourite settings and then just show you them. So, what have we got on this amp? Let's go through that quick. So, this amp is fairly straightforward. It's just, what you see is what you get. Front panel, that's all you get. No effects loops, no nothing. It's very, very bare bones, straightforward. And I'll talk about this in but a moment. But anyway, so what we got? We got volume, starting far right is where your guitar goes in. You got a foot switch. Foot switch does not come with the amp, although I can probably guarantee you can use any kind of foot switch. It's just a 1/4-inch jack. Okay, so, yeah. Input, foot switch, and then you got a volume for the clean channel here, which, if I'm being honest, is one of the weak points of this amp. This amp, in my opinion, does have quite a few weak spots, you know what I mean, that kind of give quite easy. And this channel here, the channel 1, if you will, the clean channel, is just very flat, boring, and uninspiring. It's okay for pedals, but it's not great for pedals. So yeah, so here you got a volume for a clean channel, but I won't be using that. I might use it once, just for a really clean sound, but it's very lifeless, dull, uninspiring tone. It's just meh. It's just, that kind of thing. It doesn't inspire me to play. I'm sure some people will love it. I'm sure they will, but for me, it's nothing key. Okay, so that's what's on this side. Then you've got the fun channel, which is, I'm going to call it the voice channel. This is where you've got, loads and loads and loads. How many is there? 12 different sounds to one channel, which is really, really cool. And I'm in love with certain ones of them. Okay, so what you've got here is a gain, which will be on 10 for the whole video. I will not be changing the gain at all. It'll be on 10 for every sound. Okay, so you've got a gain there, just so you know. So basically, my settings are going to be fairly simple. So you've got a gain, and then you've got a master volume for that channel. I'm going to leave the volume around 8, 9 o'clock-ish. That's normally loud enough for where I'm playing, and that is quite loud. This amp is very loud, by the way. There is no question at all that you could gig with this thing. Micing it up, or not mic'd, it's loud enough to gig with. If you put it on about half volume, you will kill people at 50 yards. It's great. Okay, so that's a really, really cool feature. The fact you can actually use it live is a win. Okay, so gain, volume for that channel. And then you've got your voice dial, which alters. I don't know if you can see. There's a little red LED there, just below this dial. And as you turn it, you get different colours. So red is one sound, green is another sound, and amber is another sound. And they basically go in sections. So clean settings is you get a red clean, a green clean, and then a amber clean. And then you get a crunch sound, so you get a red crunch, green crunch, and amber crunch. You get the idea. And they're all kind of models of certain Fender amps. So I'll talk about that in a minute. So, and that's what you get there. And this channel, to me, it makes this channel totally null and void. If the amp just had this channel, and then this section, they could get rid of this dial. It doesn't need to be there. This could be a 1-channel amp with multiple voices, and it'd be better, in my opinion. This is just like, because. I get it, the whole channel switching thing, but in all fairness, that channel is just meh. It's just lifeless and dull and meh. But anyway, so yeah, so then you got your voice, then you got your EQ section, which is just very simple. It's typical Fender, treble and bass. That's all you get. It's very simple. The treble is really nice, which is a bit bizarre because I don't like treble, but I found myself really liking the treble in this amp because it doesn't, until it's past halfway, it doesn't go mega drastic. And even then, it's not mega drastic. It's not like literally like, you know, dark and then too shrill your ears bleed. It's it's a really nice treble. The bass is extremely powerful. The bass at this point in time is on 0. I don't, you know, it's a very, very powerful bass dial, so just be careful. Then you've got your effects section here. So the first dial you got here is an effects level, so you can, like, you know, change how much of the effect you've chosen to have in. So basically, you know, if you've got a reverb, you can go from this to this. You know, and it's really, really cool. And then the far left dial, far right, your right, my left dial. Yes. I don't know which direction I'm going. Anyway, that one, you got your effects select. And on your effects select dial, you have reverb and chorus. Reverb hall, which I hate because it doesn't shut up! That's the reverb I had on the unboxing video. It just kept going. It was like you played something, it just went, just kept going, I can't stop. Very annoying. The reverb and chorus is okay. And then you get a spring reverb, which I'm going to use predominantly for this video, which is brilliant, which I really like. The spring reverb on this amp is very, very nice. It's rich, it's very, very nice, and I like it. Then you've got a chorus with a fast sweep, chorus with a deep sweep, a flange, delay with a slapback delay, a long delay, a reverb and delay, an auto wah, a vibrato, and a tremolo. So that's all the effects you got on the amp. I will be using some of them. You will hear them throughout the little sound snippets that I'm going to get to. I need to get to them quickly because I'm waffling. Okay, so last thing to talk about, well, last two things to talk about is the different sounds. My favourite setting on this amp is the Tweed Bassman. It's the intro jam of this video. That Voodoo Child sound is the Bassman in this amp. I've got no pedals plugged in at this point in time. I will plug my pedal board in later, just to show you how it sounds with pedals, and it sounds amazing with pedals. But for most of these sound snippets, I'm not going to have pedals. Just plug straight in. And that Tweed Bassman setting, perfect. Perfect Bassman sound, in my opinion. That is nailed. It just sounds like a Bassman to me. It's just got that real warmth and fatness, and I love it to bits. It's one of my favourite sounds, and you will hear more of that sound as we go. Some of my other favourite sounds are definitely like all the cleans. I love all the 3 clean settings, which you will hear. They are all different. The Fender clean with the Overdrive, the 65 Deluxe Overdrive is really cool. Anyway, that's enough waffling. That's enough on that. You don't want to hear all that. You want to hear what it sounds like. So, let's turn the room mics off. Let's get into the Fender Champion 50 XL and make some noise. Because talking ain't going to make it sound better. Let's go on with it. dokie. So far, that's just straight into the amp. All the sounds you've heard so far are straight into the amp. Different guitars, you know, messing around, basically. I will point out quickly, before the last sounds I'm going to do, I'm going to plug my pedal board in. But that requires a bit of messing around. So before I do that, let me tell you what I've used so far. Because there has been some sounds I've missed out just because I find them meh and not very inspiring. Okay, so far I've used the Fender Clean 1, Fender Clean 2, Fender Clean with a compressor, which I really like. I've used the Fender Crunch 1, the Tweed Bassman setting. I haven't used Tone 5, Voice 5 in the amp, which is Fender Crunch 2, which is a 65 Princeton replica copy thing. I just find it naff. It's fizzy and I don't like it. So I didn't use that one. So I didn't use number 5. I used number 6, which is the Fender Clean with an Overdrive. I played the Loner on that. It's a really cool sound. I used the Brit Clean for Wind Cries Mary. It's just like a really nice clean tone. Brit Crunch 80s British I didn't use at all. I just don't like it. I just think it's just not a very good sound in my opinion. I don't really like it. I used Brit Distortion, which is a 70s British, which is tone 9. I didn't use tone 11 and 10, which are high gain settings, but I did use the high gain with Octaver setting. So I basically missed out I missed out voice 5, 8, 10, and 11. And also, I haven't played anything through the clean channel. I tried, but I plugged it, I turned it on, and I was just like, eh. It just didn't do anything. So, clean channel, I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. Let me show you what I mean. Right, okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to turn the reverb down a smidge. Okay, at this point in time, this is the voice channel, the second channel on its clean mode. So it's the 65 twin amp Fender Clean 1. Okay, so this is that sound. That's just a Fender Clean. That's just stereotypically a Fender Clean. It's really nice. Going to the clean channel. Well, volume 1, by the way. It's this. This is what it sounds like. And also, you have to have the volume extremely loud. The channels are out of whack, volume-wise. They really are out of whack, volume-wise. To get channel 1 to the volume of channel 2, I have to have it on half, whereas channel 2 is on a quarter. It's not the best thing for channel switching, you know, because if you've got this really loud, this channel might not be able to keep up. So, you know. Anyway, this is the clean channel. It's alright, but it's very flat. It's just very uninspiring, I think. It's just dull. It's very dull. In comparison to... You know, I'm sure there's some people out there who will love the clean channel on this amp. Yeah, definitely, I totally understand that. But for me, it just lacks in any kind of character or anything like that, so I don't really like it. But yeah, so far, no pedals, okay? So the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put the pedal board in, let you hear it with some pedals, and yeah, and then that's this video over, and I'll give you my final thought on this amp. Okay? Okay, so that was my pedal board running into it, and I'll let you know what pedals were used then. It was my Zoom G2.1U was used for reverb, so that was my reverb sound. I used the Line 6 delay modeler for the loop and a delay. There's a Marshall Governor, which I used in conjunction with a Boss DS2 for the big sustained distortion sound. The clean sound was the Golden Plexi on top of the clean channel on this. I'll talk about it in a sec. And then there was an Ibanez wah. That's what I used. There is also Electro Harmonics double muff on there, but I didn't use that, so it's just there. On the amp, I used Voice 1 on the on channel 2. I used the clean twin, which is the 65 twin. The 65 twin. I don't know what happened to my face then. Did you see that? Anyway, how could you not see that? It was horrific. Anyway, I used Voice 1, which I find is really... That's the best one. It takes pedals really nicely. And it's just really nice, clean sound. It's really, really cool. So, and I had the treble at 12 o'clock. I had bass all the way off. I had no effects on. And I had the volume just below 2. So about 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish kind of thing. And that's it. I don't like the clean channel. Well, this number 1 channel for running pedals through, I think it's just... Nah. Doesn't work in my opinion, but you know, I'm sure some people will find it works. So that's how it takes pedals. That's some of my favourite sounds out of this thing. I do like this guitar, this amp. It's really, really cool. I do like this guitar as well. I love this guitar. Anyway, I need to explain one other thing before I give you my final verdict. What's this? And I meant to explain it at the beginning of the video, but I totally forgot. So, This strip you can see across the front of the amp, which I hope you can see. Yes. Across here, basically where the mic's aimed at, is gaffer tape. And this is something that Steve Ray Vaughan used to do to all his Fender amps. You can see it on his amps. And I've seen other people do it as well. John Frusciante did it for a while on his Marshalls. Specifically did Marshall Major. On his cabs, he had a square bit of gaffer tape over the centre of the cone where the mic mic'd up. And what this does is it knocks off the high end. And this, to me, is a need. As I don't like this amp without this. This has made this amp more in my kind of keeping. If you go back to the original video, you can hear it's quite brash and it's not shrill, but it's quite, it's quite in your face. Whereas with this, over the centre of the cone, it's right over the middle of the cone. So the centre part of the cone, the tape just goes straight across it. It calms down that high end. It just gets rid of the high end of the amp. And as soon as I did this with gaffer tape, I fell in love with this amp. I was struggling and struggling and struggling. And I thought, I'm going to go and get some gaffer tape and try the Steve Ray Vaughan trick. And as soon as I put that on, 2 strips, we were in gravy land. So that's what that is. It's gaffer tape over the centre of the cone, and I've got the 57 aimed just off the centre at the gaffer tape. So that's what you're hearing. So that's something I explain. So it does sound darker. This amp does sound a lot darker, but it makes it more user friendly, in my opinion, personally. Having a tape on the amp, it just makes it cooler. So that's what that is. So that's just tape. So my final verdict, everybody, on the Fender Champion XL, 50XL. Do I love it? Yes, I do love it. Especially for the Bassman sound. That sound is just heaven for me. If that's the only sound this amp had, I would be happy. Just that Bassman setting on the crunch, I'd be a happy bunny. I wouldn't care about anything else. If it just had that one setting, I'd be a happy bunny. Luckily, it's got others that I really like as well. I like the compression sound on the clean sound. I like clean 1. I like clean 2. I like the crunch with the overdrive on top. I like the octave effect. I like the Brit clean and the Brit voice free, whatever that is. What's that supposed to be? The 70s one? Yeah, the 70s sound. Yeah, granted, there are some things I don't like. I don't like some of the effects. I don't really like the chorus that much. I don't think the chorus is very strong. I don't like the auto wah, but that's not really my kind of effect. So, I haven't got a right to say if it's good or not, because I don't really use that kind of thing. So, it's not really my kind of effect. But it does what it says on the tin. It wahs. It does the thing. Vibrato and tremolo, I do like. They're very kind of stereotypically Fender, but again, they're not really effects I use a great deal of. But overall, this amp is wicked. And I know some of you are going to ask, is it as good as the Katana? In my opinion, no. What's the point in doing the comparison video now, Dave? No, I will do a comparison video. But in my opinion, no, it's nowhere near the Katana. The Katana is another level altogether. But this amp, for what it is and for what it does, is awesome. It really is. And that Bassman setting with a Les Paul or a Strat or a Telecaster or anything like that is just heaven. It's such a good sound. It's such a good sound. And like I say, when you do this tape trick as well, it just makes it sound so much more user-friendly. So much so, I'm keeping it. I was thinking I was going to sell it. As soon as I was done with the reviews and the comparison between this and the Katana, I was thinking I was going to get rid of it and just just wash my hands of it. But I'm not going to. I'm going to keep this amp. I really, really, really like it. I really like it. Not as much as the Katana. It won't replace any of my amps anytime soon, but I do still love it. It's still a really cool amp, and I really am happy to have a Fender amp that I really like. Because I've always wanted a Fender amp that I really like, and I said I did have one. That Fender Stage was an amp that I really, really loved, and I stupidly sold. But yeah, this amp, I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. If you could get rid of that dial, just lop it off. I reckon it makes the amp better. I don't think this channel serves this amp at all. The speaker's really nice. The build quality is really good. It just sounds like a Fender. And it takes pedals really well, and it just has that, especially that Bassman setting, it just has that Fender thing that I want for messing around or recording, the kind of thing. And I'm sure I'll use it live at some point as well. I would like to use it live, and you can, because it's loud enough to use live. But yeah, I really like it. So I've grown to love this amp, everybody. So sorry about that, everybody. Got a minor nose glitch, if you will. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I can't recommend this over the Katana. I can't, but I can recommend it, if you know what I mean. It's just one of those awesome amps. If you're after a Fender on a budget, if you're after a Fender tone on a budget, because that's what this is. That's exactly what this thing is. Even on the so-called British settings, it's still a Fender. No matter what you do, it's got Fender ingrained in it. You know what I mean? It's just got that thing. And that's what I wanted it for. You know, I wanted it for the Fender sound. Because I love the Fender sound. But I've never found a Fender that I really, really get on with. Like I said, apart from the stage. And obviously, you know, there's also the Bassman and the Showman. But this, yes, I'm a happy bunny. And I like the way it looks. I like the way it sounds. I like the fact it's built really well. I just like the sound. And that Bassman setting, I just have no reason never to come off that sound. It's just amazing. Especially when you put your guitar in a whole step down, like my guitar was at the beginning, and played Jimi Hendrix Voodoo Child on it. Happy days. Okay, so yeah. I love the Fender 50, everybody. It's a really, really good amp. Can't recommend it over Katana, sadly. Katana is better. I will do a comparison between the two to show you. But it is an awesome amp. It really is an awesome amp. I cannot fault it for doing what it says on the tin, which is, you know, that. That's what it does. So if you're after that, it's here. It really is. It's so cool. The settings, I forgot to write them down, and I forgot most of them, and I'm an idiot. But hopefully you'll be able to see these two dials here. That's the treble and that's the bass. Most of the time the bass was on 0, and most of the time the treble was about half. But hopefully you can kind of see what I've done. And I will put in the description box a list of the sounds that I went through in order, just so you know, and what guitars I used for them. So I hope you enjoyed the video, everybody. I'm waffling on. I've nearly run out of time on the camera. So I hope you enjoyed this video on the Fender Champion 50 XL. Awesome, awesome Fender amp. It's not a jack of all trades. It's a Fender. And stereotypically a Fender. And that's what it does. It's a Fender sound. And there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It sounds great. It feels great to play through, apart from that channel. And a couple of the voices. But I'm sure some people will love that. But yeah, it's great. It's a really, really good amp. And I'm so happy I've warmed to it. And I do love it. It's great. We're friends. We are friends. We are friends now. So I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. I will see you again on Wednesday for a Q&A. I was going for my plectrum. It's there. And yeah, I will see you then. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't waffle too much. I hope the sounds came across okay. And I'll see you again very soon for another video. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. I've already said that. I'll say it again. Ha! He's gone mad. Goodbye now, everybody. Have a great one.